What is up, everybody? This is Magzilla coming at you. We are now into week 12. We just finished up week 12. Um, Cruising along here. Uh, I was with you guys. I think I posted last Saturday, which is about 4 days ago. So yeah, we're winding down. We are coming to the finish line. Uh, Not a ton went on this week, but a few interesting things worth note. So we're going to run through that real quickly. And we are up against the wall, friends. About to come into finals. So we will talk a little bit about that. So let's get to it. Once again, this should probably be short and sweet. Trying to go quick, rock through this, get to the finish line. And yeah, try to make a good video for you. So I think I talked about this a little bit already. Was the USAG championships. There's a bunch of like the D2 schools with most of the service academies. No Army. I think something's up with Army. I think they're pretty much at the end of their season. I feel like there's some injuries or something I heard. But anyway, no problem. I already went over this. I guess the one thing I will mention is we had another 15 Patrick pommel horse. So it's good to see. Other than that, you kind of see Air Force. Greenville had a great showing here too. I'm pretty sure I went pretty deep in this in my other video. Matthew Petros did great on P bars. But other than that, it's almost clean sweeps by the Air Force. Yeah. If you go back to meet status, we can play the game. See, Greenville did great on floor. Air Force pommel horse. I mean, obviously Patrick scored great. Then the Air Force took rings again. Navy vault. Air Force kind of dropped down here. P bars, Air Force, high bar, Navy, which is interesting. But looking for at the D1 schools, which is more important. Springfield had the high bar, and then we see Greenville for parallel bars. William and Mary for vault, which is surprising. Good for them. And then Springfield again on steel rings. Greenville for pommel horse. And Greenville for floor. So we'll see. Let's go team scores. Greenville slightly over, well, I guess a little more than slightly. 3 points over Springfield. And this is what we're kind of looking at for our, Division 2 teams. The battle is Springfield versus Greenville right now. Anyway, cool. Like I said, I don't want to spend a year on it. Illinois went up against Penn State. We can take a look at this. Illinois up less than a point. Super close meet. Exciting to see. McCool wins floor. Josh Carnes had a good floor outing, it seemed like as well. And then we have some 12s at the bottom, some falls probably. Tate is actually scores way higher than this usually, so yeah, this is unfortunate for him. Ooh, that could have been the whole meet, Anyway, not to put too much pressure on people. Brandon's capable of 15 plus, comes in at 14.75 here. Illinois, the stronger in pommel horse, obviously. I would expect Josh. Actually, that's okay for Josh. I feel like he's capable of more. Rings. It's the Penn State on rings. Vault, kind of a mix. Parallel bars. Josh. He has been so close to the 15 all season. A few 4.9s. Vahe looking good here. I think he's a freshman. And then high bar was right. So back and forth meet. It's going to be interesting to see how these teams compare. going forward to the other Big Ten teams, but a good showing for both teams here, I would say. And we got a little bonus action going on. Early meet this Tuesday, Nebraska versus Ohio State. And looks like Nebraska takes it. It's very interesting. You can kind of see as we go on the line. They had a strong showing on floor, bought them a point. And high bar. Oh, I guess pommel horse. Floor, pommel horse, high bar. This is where they took the meet, it seems like. Oh, not to forget still rings. But you can kind of see. I mean, it's back and forth meet. It's only 1 point here. Only about almost 2 points here. Back and forth. This actually looks like a place they really took the lead. So Cameron Nelson on floor. This is, I think, the second highest score we have now on floor. Floor in the NCAA seems like a low scoring event. It really, people struggle. I guess it is internationally too. It's just hard when you have Emory in Oklahoma scoring above a 15 like every other weekend. So it kind of gives you a false reality, I guess. But this is a great score. That's why I wanted to highlight it. Sam also had a great routine, just barely behind him. And then we had our second 15 of the weekend, rounding out the season. Parker Saxon from Ohio. Cool. Okay, rings. Not too much here. I don't think either team really has any of those super solid like ring guys. Yeah. Tournament's been pretty good all around. This is a decent vault here. And P-bars. Good scores, nothing to be really freaking out about. This is, I think, Sam might be his high of the season on high bar, which is good to see. He's kind of been a little all over the place. Oh, I guess Sam didn't do. I'm surprised Sam didn't do all around. I guess he missed out on pommel horse. No probs. Anyway, so that's what that looks like. Cool. So what's going on? Well, I guess this weekend nothing's going on. Easter. So maybe that's why it was like a break. But more likely it's because on the 14th we go championships. Oh. So Big Ten championships. Michigan, Nebraska, Ohio, Penn State, Illinois. ECAC championships. Army, Greenville, Navy, William & Mary, Springfield, Simpson. This almost feels like a redo of what we just did, except for obviously Air Force, which took the USAG championships, will not be there. So that kind of means Greenville has a chance here. Navy has a chance here. Springfield. I think those are the ones in it. I mean, I want to say Navy can take this, but the smarter part of me is thinking this could be Greenville's neat meet if they come out. Ooh, so close between Greenville and Springfield. It's going to be fun either way. So Michigan's been on a little bit of a tear. So the smart money's on them. I think it will be. I think Michigan can do it. It depends though. I think Fred Richards is looking good. So, yeah, I think if he competes all around, that will help. It'll be interesting to see if Paul Judah competes all around, because he didn't compete a few weekends ago when Michigan got their high. But if he does, like, that's only going to pad the score even more. so make them even harder to catch. Yeah, and after that, it's pretty much anyone's game. I would say the front runner is probably Illinois. I mean, we just looked at Ohio versus Nebraska, so I could see Nebraska taking that third place spot, but they're gonna have to fight for it. I think Penn State is in the mix. Ohio's in the mix as much as Nebraska is at least. So it's going to be maybe a little bit of a barn burner. That's what I hope at least. Then we have the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation, uh, Air Force. I'm sure they're becoming hot. I'd love to see Patrick do something on pommel horse, but I can't. I can't overlook Stanford, Oklahoma. We saw this head-to-head pretty recently, and Stanford took it. I mean, I have this feeling that Stanford's still not throwing full difficulty, and I think they're going to come for this one. Yeah, I think Stanford has this. If I had to put them in order, I might even go Stanford, Oklahoma, California, Air Force, which is funny to think that Air Force was on top over here. But yeah, I mean, the California Air Force is going to be close. I think Stanford, Oklahoma could be close, but the smart money's on Stanford. Yeah, and so it's looking exciting. We'll have to see it all plays out. And then we're going to go into, obviously, NCAAs, which is what we all wait for all season. I think I'm not 100% sure national champions is. Oh, I guess the 19th and the 20th. So stand by for that. We'll see. I don't know how to get that. And obviously, Big Tens is going to be tough to find. Stanford. That was weird. Stanford's been pretty good about getting their meets online recently. It's hard. It's like always seems like right when it's about to happen, something pops up, and I find it. It's not a specific channel I've been using, but yeah, I think this could be something streamed, and I really don't know about this one too. However, I think this might be able to be streamed. Big Ten's usually blocked, but I seem to find it a few days later. Usually they do like individual routines on the college websites, but lately I've been also finding them with a Google search of YouTube. I've been finding the Big Ten meets, but they don't come until like a week later, so that'll be delayed. But anyway, if you're trying to catch it, those are the things to think about. I don't want to talk forever. That was the whole plan. We gotta get into some real stuff. So, dun dun dun. End of season. What are we looking at? I think this defaults to the 4-score average, which is fair. I mean, that's fair at the end of the season. You don't want to take the beginning scores, but we'll go with the high for me because I feel like that's important to look at. So going by just straight high score, Michigan is in front, followed by Stanford, followed by Oklahoma, followed by Nebraska. Nebraska over Illinois, that's surprising. I would have put this the other way. I put these guys pretty much in this order. I guess I'm more in this. This is the order I put them in. But Oklahoma started really hot, and they've remained consistent for the most part. Around the 415 range, they had their 420 early on, but that took a lot of hits. You know what I mean? I put Illinois above Nebraska. That makes sense. I don't know if I put Penn State over Ohio State, but I mean, it all depends. California barely above Air Force. I see that. Air Force pretty steady above Navy. And then, Springfield, Greenville. Yeah. Maybe I want to rethink this and put Springfield above Greenville for the ECACs. But back to high, kind of same deal. I wonder if I have it anymore. Da, ba, da, da, da. I had the CGA up at some point during this season, but it's okay. I think this is what the standings are going to end up being anyway here. So that's what we'll go off of. Let's see what's going on in event finals right now. So floor, Emery's been top the whole time. You know, obviously McCool, always a contender. Recently, I've seen Cameron Nelson kind of creep up into the third place range. I think he has potential. Emery's got to be like pretty hot, or I think Cameron could potentially catch him. I don't know about Connor. I mean, this is a huge score, 14-7, but I think of late I've seen lower scores. So we'll see. But clear favorite is obviously Emery. Not taking anything away from him. They have, interestingly enough, we have Brandon, the top here. I think Patrick has more scoring potential. And of course, Yockers, I think, is the highest scoring potential. I mean, you can't sleep on Koy Young. I think, I don't know what the strategy is, but he competed internationally at Worlds. And like I feel like he was in the 15 range then. So I don't know if he's just been doing watered down routines, but I think he should be in the mix is the bottom line, and I'm interested to see what he does. Uh, he's also really consistent. So at this routine that he's been doing in college. So he's going to be in the mix either way. But these three are consistently the kind of like pommel horse specialists that have really risen up. I think if we do this, you'll see. Oh, Parker. Parker doesn't have his 15 here for some reason, but he did score a 15 recently, and I definitely think he's in this conversation too. Fred Richard had a great routine early on. I have not seen it since, so I don't know. I don't think he's really in this conversation like these other guys are. But yeah, that's that. Like I said, we're trying to be quick. Yeah, so Javier has this spot. He's had this spot since the beginning of the season. And then out of nowhere, Asher Hong came out of nowhere. And all of a sudden now he has got the high. Just barely, So this is going to be close. But I think if we look at consistency and everything, I think it's these two. And it's going to be who hits, who's a little cleaner, who sticks their landing. It's going to be a head-to-head battle. I don't really see too many other people in the picture. I mean, obviously, Ashton's here, capable of a 14.85 theoretically. But I think if we looked at averages, you'll see that. I mean, he's still a few tenths behind. So I say I put him in third place easily. No one else is in real striking distance, and it's also brings us tough because they're probably going to hit their strength, especially if they're in a competition where they're just energized. It's going to be hard to just jump from here to here. So, but it all comes down to landings, and we'll see what fault looks like. I mean, this is just, I feel like anyone's game. I don't know why. Let's just go with highs. So, yeah, Asher Hong just pulled out his Risei Guang again, which gives him huge upside. This is a 15-2 with a massive step. Koy Young, this is for handspring 1.5, I believe. Or was it 2.5? Anyway, this was stick. I mean, he gets here with a stick. This is with a massive, at least a 3/10, if not 5/10 step. Cameron Nelson, can stick it. I mean, it's going to be who shows up and sticks. Like, look at this: 15 here from Zach, 15 from Zachary, 15 from Max, 15 from Logan. I mean, it's just who's going to stick. Look, just to make it even more fun, we have 14.95 Justin, 14.95 Taylor, and then we go into the 14.9s. I mean, this is all about landings. I mean, maybe like slight form coming onto the board, but I mean, it's just going to be like a show up and go. I give it to Asher. I think if he throws his big vault, maybe uncatchable. I mean, the guy did something pretty wrong. Koi Young, third place at Worlds with a stick, is definitely a close second. Either way, it looks good for Stanford. I would say consistently I've seen Josh Carnes up here. And so I would expect him to do well here. I would love it for Penn State. But Koi Young, I mean, he has a clean routine. And he doesn't lose a bunch on it. So if he shows up and throws a clean routine, I mean, he's going to be tough to beat. Cruz obviously in the mix. Fuzzy has been great here too. So you have a few front runners, but I think it's a four-way race for the most part. I think Fred Richard could be in the mix a little bit. I think someone else was a really good P-bar guy. Oh, Paul Judah. I don't know where he falls in the mix, but potentially could be here. So yeah, we'll see. But right now it looks like a four-way race. I guess I'm going with Josh. I'd like to see, ideally. Take it. And Fred is just, I mean, it's just above and beyond. Like this routine I saw with the Lucan in it, and the Casina in it, and connected to Kachev's. I mean, I don't know who can beat him. I don't think anyone can beat him here. I think he just put the talk half back in finally. I'm sure he's capable of a talk full. I mean, he's well 5/10 over everybody else and not even throwing the full difficulty. I mean, I think this guy has a chance at the Olympics on this event. Like, I really do. I mean, the only other American in the mix would be Brody. But that's only if Brody finishes his recovery, you know. So, yeah, I choose him every time on high bar. He'd have to fall pretty bad. But it'll be an interesting test for him. Then we go on the line. I think Kelton is a great guy here. Like, if Fred falls twice, maybe Kelton will win. No, I think one fall, Kelton can catch him. But other than that, let's go with the highs. Cruz in the mix. Zachary's in the mix. I mean, people are in the mix. It'll be interesting. Anything can happen on high bar, really. But, yeah, I just don't see anyone catching Fred. Anyway, all around, who knows is the answer. I guess Fuzzy's probably one of my favorites in this category because I've seen him compete at Winter Cup. And he has the potential. Yeah. I mean, but we also have Fred Richards if he wants to compete all around, which I haven't seen yet. We have Paul Judah. I haven't seen him compete all around yet. I don't think I've seen Asher Hong. Oh, we did see Asher Hong do all around, and I think he did an 8.6-ish. And then on top of that, I believe like Koi Young can be a good all-arounder. So it'll be interesting. Will they do all around? If they do, it's going to be a battle. If not, yeah, I think Fuzzy has it. I mean, he's shown the highest scores so far. Sam was just in the mix. Remember, he had a great meet, and he didn't do pommel horse. So he has pommel horse, maybe something to talk about. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Not exactly sure. That's the standings all around. That's what I think is going to happen going forward. Yeah, I got some quick stuff. So hopefully the final time I'll have to pull this out. We got the most ugliest 15 up chart. You can see, like, when I started this, I think we'd get like 5 or 6 people. Like, the crown took up like half of my chart, and now it's just a block of words. Of note, I've got Parker in here now with his 15.2, and we added Patrick's 15.4, which is second to Yockers in the high. So he's in the mix. I don't know if I put him in the mix. Oh, yeah, I did. I think Brandon's very clean, too. So, I don't know. There were a lot more 15s than I expected, though. I feel like I'm reading like the end of the Star Wars here. Like, anyway, cool. Okay, so that's about that. I got some videos for you. We'll cue some of that up. I think will be fun. I guess we'll start. I have Cameron Nelson on floor. So Cameron Nelson can throw a triple backflip, and we'll see in this routine. It seems like they decided to go for like being clean instead of being high difficulty. I don't know why it's so shaky right now, but you'll see. So instead of doing the triple back, we start off with double double, but he stucks it. And the routine just keeps getting better. We go front handspring, double pike, sticks it. Yeah, I don't know why it's so choppy, but it's not a big deal. Good, front full double front, sticks it. I mean, that's 3 sticks now. I mean, this is why I think he's in the picture for possibly challenging Emery. And like I said, he could do triple back. I mean, if he could stick a triple back, he's definitely in the conversation. It's always interesting to me to when people do the double press stuff. I think, was that a C? It's like, just do a Rudy. Like, you can pick up, well, you don't have to stick the strength skills, I guess. Half in, half out with a little hop. And I think he goes triple full. Although it's very interesting to me, I feel like he twists the wrong way out of his round off. But he makes it work. With the stick. It's a great routine. It's a clean routine. I mean, I'm interested to see how it looks in the Big Ten championships. Can put him up on he could. Well, Big Tens, Emery won't be there because he's in Oklahoma. So I think he can take the Big Tens. Head to head against Emery, it's going to be interesting. Smart money's on Emery. Okay. So I was able to kind of find this routine here. Top corner. This is Patrick. Hoops. Let's see how he goes. Little bent legs as he goes into the circles. But, oh, what a great flop sequence. I think he started with the sewn, yeah, into it. And he was really sewn. Pretty piked, but, I mean, what are you going to do? Oh, no, that was another sewn into a flop sequence. Great Russians here. Swing it high. Nice. I mean, his travel work is great. We already know this, though. Dismount. Of note, I like how Air Force goes with the black pants. That's interesting. But yeah, can't complain about the score. I got one more for you. Oh, what? This is our new 15 and up that we added. And you'll see. It's just a solid routine. I mean, it's as clean as you can get. Oh, maybe a little piked. But I like these circles are high. Extended. feel like, well, Brandon Dang is also very good. But this looks like a strong routine to me. Don't forget about Yockers. Yeah. But there we go. Those are the kind of the highlights. Talked a little about what's going on. I'm excited. I'll be with you. Maybe I'll do something next week because there's nothing going on. Maybe we'll dive like deeper into like what routines are the best. Maybe I'll be able to grab some. I actually have a history of routines I've been pulling offline this whole time, so I can kind of go through the what's it called, history, and maybe I'll put something together. But if not, I'll talk to you after the championships. Other than that, you guys take it easy. And this is Magzilla. Gotta go back to our. This is Magzilla. I'm out.